Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Costumes on Parade, a YouTube and Instagram hop. Yeah, we're going to have some costumes here. And it is also a Scrappy Inspiration YouTube and Instagram hop from the Facebook group. A lot of gals get together and have hops, and they have them on YouTube and Instagram. So the links will be down there below. And these are the photos that I'm going to scrap, and there is 5 of them. And this is blurry. Sorry. I did this one and punched out Thursday together before I found out that it was blurry. But instead of using duct tape like I talked about, because I hated the thought of that, I used washi tape and put it on the lens in the hopes that it does not move. I trimmed down that little body there. This is a Spellbinders die set. It was small die of the month for September, I think, 2019, but they still sell it. However, they do have it on sale a lot, so if you like it, make sure you check out their website. Uh, the reason I'm trimming it down is I'm making a fairy. Two of the pictures, you'll see my granddaughters. Well, three. Their best friend has one on too. Hers is purple, and then Reagan's is blue, and Charlie's is pink. And I'm only going to make 2 of them. I made Reagan's already as my practice one. And this one here, I'm making pink because Charlie has on pink. And I went ahead and took a rectangle and cut it down a little bit. It looks a little small in the waist, but the sweater's going to cover it. I'm inking it, and I did trim the bottom into a ruffle because it does have a ruffle. And it is kind of hanging low because theirs aren't very short. And they have black tights on, so that's the reason I trimmed the legs down. So I will have to trim the little shoes or boots or whatever they are down too. I'm punched out everything, including the faces. Well, I did a bunch of faces while I was at it using scraps. So I have 1, 2, 3 different face tones, including one that is green. But this one is one of, I guess you'd say, one of the more medium tones. Uh, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I looked over at the layout and got lost. Oh, I'm doing her hair. I decided to put some gold in it because she always has golden highlights. You'd go outside and all those highlights would show up and it'd be really pretty and golden. So I decided I'd add gold to her hair. And there I took my 1-inch punch and I punched out half a moon. Well, not even a whole half. And then I punched again right behind it to get a sliver for her headband. And I knew it'd be a little bit big, but I'm trimming it down. And then I'm going to add the other part of the hair in a little while. Since I'm not using one of the costumes that has the hood, I needed a neck and there wasn't one included. There is plenty included. I had to look on the Spellbinders YouTube channel to see what some of the things were for because I wasn't quite sure. But there was no neck, so I made one, and it's not really long, but it's enough to move her head up just a little bit. And I'm just going to let her hair flow in the front. And when I saw this die set, it's called Eek, E-E-K dash dash boo. So it's Eek-a-boo instead of peekaboo. And I had so many ideas for costumes, and I did get a couple off of their Spellbinders video, but then I decided to make, of course, the little fairy costumes, but I did a little Martian. I don't think that came off of there. I looked at one more video for a few minutes off somebody else did, coffee, cards and coffee. And she made some creative ones. And she might have done a Martian. This was weeks and weeks ago. So I'm not quite sure if I got it off there. I might have. So cards and coffee. Check hers out. She made a card. These little paper dolls do have arms and they're kind of on the skinny side. but I put them on there anyway. So it's little tiny hands, but they're just the right size for that little tiny jack-o'-lantern tote. And the butterfly I use for the wings on the costume is my smallest die. I have 3, and it is the smallest one. I'm cutting out, well, a little over half of a circle. I didn't do the whole thing, and because it would just stick up over the top and I'd have to trim it off. But I wanted black to back it. But it is, they do show on the Spellbinders video where they cut it out in orange and black and inset the pieces from the black. I'm not going to do that. I like it just the way it is. But it also has a little oval sliver to go on the top so that the little jack-o'-lantern looks more dimensional. And then the handle comes in 2 parts. And you'll see why in a second. Because when you add them to that little hand, it's like made into a fist. And the little circle, oh, I'm doing the wand first. I forgot about that. The wand, I cut her little thumb up where the thumb's at and cut it a little ways up so I could put the wand in her hand. And the wand has her wand in the photo has butterfly, and I think it might have been a little bigger in comparison than the one I'm going to use, but I decided to use the 2 smallest ones on that Martha Stewart punch. And it also has streamers, and I wanted the streamers, of course, and so I cut some really thin slivers of paper, and I'm going to put 5 of them on top of that little butterfly, and then put the other butterfly on top of that. Were from when the girls were in kindergarten, and we had, well, we still do, um, but this was the old kindergarten center. They were the last year that went there, and all they could talk about all year was they wished they could have waited one more year to go to kindergarten so they could go to the new one. But I mean, it had grown so much they had to have some of the classes in trailers. But anyway, instead of having the Halloween party in class and having the kids all separated like they do all day long in the classrooms, they decided to have it in the cafeteria. And each of the teachers made a booth, and each kid got the same candy. And like one, they're fishing for it, and another one, they're picking up little ducks in a pool of water. Another one, they're throwing something. Anyway, it was all kinds of different things, and the girls had a ball. But I added that little jack-o'-lantern and was busy talking. Anyway, it has the 2 pieces so it looks like it's in her hand. It's got like a little rounded end and was sitting in the hand. Anyway, there are the rest of my little trick-or-treaters or costumes on parade. And I'm showing that they're going to go across there. And then I remembered I didn't do the white highlights on Charlie's little paper doll. I am going to keep my fingers crossed that this washi tape works, or at least if the lens pulls away from it, I know it's right and the lens is too heavy and it's kind of getting, coming down on its own. I was going to put that other side that was more colorful down there, but then I got to thinking stars and black. I could do like a starry night. And so I made it shorter since my little kids aren't as big as that was, and I'm going to just trim it off and put all my little kids right back across there. And I'm going to put Martha Stewart, Haunted Fence. I think it's called Haunted Fence. I think so. And then the grass is the Fiskars grass. And I'm putting the fence down first, and I just use wood grain paper. And there is a crow right there on the end. I didn't want to cut the crow in half. I didn't want to cut it off. So he's going to hang over just a wee bit. The fence isn't, but he is. And I like it just fine that way. I don't even think anybody probably noticed the crow sitting there. I probably should have cut some out in black so it'd be a little more noticeable, but I didn't even think about it at the time. But my grass is going down, and then my little people. And I'm I went ahead and cut that out because I did put all of them on foam tape. So like their little arms, legs, their little jack-o'-lantern bags. Yeah, all of them have foam tape behind there. And see the little cuddle bug that belongs to my granddaughters, but it's here at my house all the time. And instead of going over to the big die cut machine, I'm just going to cut these out on here because they do fit. And this is from my Peachy Cheap die cut set. And normally 3 fit all the way across, but then I'd forgotten that this is a little shorter. So I started out putting them on there, and then it hits me that I've got 5 photos, I've got 5 spider webs, and so I'm just putting one on top of each photo. And this Halloween came with the same die set. It does have another crow, and I did remember to put that one in black. And I'm going to put it down, and then you can see my little orange letters there, and those are happy days, and I just took a marker and painted them orange. And so my title is Halloween Costume Parade. And I thought I was done with my layout then, and it looked kind of plain, so I went ahead and took that scrap I had from the stars before, because I cut it off before I trimmed it down, and put it on the top and the side. I needed a little bit at the bottom, so just one set of stars is going to go on there. Several times I thought I was going to be done on this layout and stop, and then I went ahead and did something else. But see the Halloween on the title? I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. But that was after I finished the video and went back to take the photos. And I thought, how cool would it look if I had it kind of ombre and had it darker orange at the bottom and go up, And I thought, well, I'll just try it. Well, the very first one, I guess it's thinner cardstock. It's Stampin' Up, I think, but I went ahead and used the marker on it, and it kind of dissolved the cardstock just a little bit. And I rubbed my finger across the H, and it's blended it. So I like that. However, I got some on the paper that's in the background. And that paper is, I got a warehouse deal one time, and it's from Teresa Collins. And then the other paper is a Pebbles one, and I'd gotten Happy Mail with that in there. So I got several Pebbles papers that I'm going to be using. But anyway, I went ahead and did the orange at the bottom and just took my finger and blended up. But I didn't like a few places where the orange got onto the paper. So I decided to put some candy that I had fussy cut out to start with. Oh, I don't even remember what. Oh, I think I planned on this was in my head. I cut them out while I was watching TV, videos, and I thought I'd stick like a piece of candy down in the little jack-o'-lantern things. Well, I had them pictured in my head bigger, so those would never fit once I actually pulled the die set out, because like I said, I got it a few weeks ago, and this is my first time playing with it. And yeah, they were too big. And then I had punched out some bats right before I started the layout and put them over there thinking I might want them for something. Well, I was thinking more along the lines of that starry scene down there, but I thought it looked really good flying away from the crow up there at the top of the paper instead. So yeah, and I showed the punch where it came from, and it's got several other icons on there too. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout for the awesome hop start, and the hosts of the hop are Jennifer and Rebecca. And yeah, their idea was costumes on parade. I don't know if they thought somebody would actually do a parade of costumes, but that was my first thought. And one of the little girls that is on there is a friend I worked with, little girl. And she's holding his hand, but you can't even see his hand because I cut it off to go on here and get all 5 of them on there. But yeah, make sure you go check the links down there below and see what everybody else on the hop created with the costumes on parade in mind. I think they're really lenient with these hops, so they can, whatever comes to their mind on what they want to do is what they'll be doing. And um, there's close-ups of my little guys and gals. And yeah, there's the little Martian. Like I said, I had a green piece that I used for skin too. And that one's embossed. It's a American Crafts older embossed one. So I thought that would be cute since it was a little Martian. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. Have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Go to those links down there at the bottom and see what everybody else created. And have fun. Bye.